Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be taking a look at the Palit GameRock RTX 5090 from NVIDIA. It's pretty much the wild west at the moment trying to get yourself an RTX 5090. There is so little stock that you pretty much got to take what you can get, and unfortunately even the retailers are scalping general customers. So if you have been able to get one, congratulations. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GameRock, and this is the standard version, not to be confused with the overclocked version, which comes with a 600 watt power limit and a factory overclock. This one has a 575 watt power limit with no factory overclock. So GameRock is the flagship of Palit's graphics cards, and they always have an out there design, and this one is no different. So you can see the chameleon panel is what they call it. This is kind of like this multicolored kind of panel they have on the graphics card, and the ARGB Sync Evo, which allows you to control your RGB straight from your motherboard rather than some third-party software. Turbofan 4.0, which can move 33% more air than the previous version, and air deflection, which I would assume moves the heat away from the hottest parts of the card quicker. The card also has a superior rigidity bracket, which helps with GPU sag, and a high performance vapor chamber as well. All of these good things to be expected from these 50 series cards. They're quite well built, and this one's a 3.5 slot card, so pretty thick. I'm gonna get into this box now so you guys can see all the good stuff inside. Now that the outer sleeve has been removed, it does reveal a plain black box that just says HDMI at the top in the bottom left hand corner. And the price you pay for these cards, it is nice to actually get some freebies inside. There's a share your Palit powered, I guess it's their kind of community club that you can sign up to. This is a kind of a cool sticker. This is all their previous versions of their previous graphics cards, so that might be cool to someone. And you also get a free mouse mat with the NVIDIA branding and the Palit branding at the bottom. You can always use another mouse mat, you never know. So nice to see some freebies in there for once. To be expected, you get a nice thick bit of foam covering the graphics card's fans, so you don't get any broken fans in transit on your shiny new graphics card. You also have an accessories box which says accessory, and you'll definitely get your 16-pin PCI Express 5.0 adapter. So you're going to need 4 8-pin PCI Express power connectors to power this card. If you don't have the single 12-volt high power connector from your power supply, you also get an ARGB cable straight to the motherboard header from the card, so you can control RGB straight from the motherboard. And you also get a graphics card standoff, so just in case you have GPU sag, you can mitigate that. I don't think you will need to with this bracket that this card's built with. You also get another bracket if you wish to attach the graphics card directly to your case. Maybe OEMs will find that useful if they're shipping their built PCs and they don't want anything coming loose in transit, but general people are not going to use that. Okay, time to get the card out of the box. You can see nice healthy amount of anti-static wrapping there, so it shouldn't be dead from ESD. And this is the card in all its glory. Very big, 3.5 slot card. I think it's 134 millimeters, I'm not too sure, but it's a very big card, so you may struggle to fit this in mid-tower cases, so just be aware of your clearance on that. But just look at this thing, it is huge, and that chameleon panel looks a little different depending on what angle you're looking at. Very reflective as well. Got 3 fans, I think they're 90 millimeters, and you also have the GameRock logo at the top, which is RGB. Has a sticker plastic wrapping on there. Let me just quickly peel that off. Do love the new card smell that all of these cards have when you get them. I don't know if it's the solder or the glue, but they all smell the same. And this is the chameleon panel. It's kind of textured, but a little bit more reserved than the crystals that were stuck on the 4090 or the 3090 edition of these GameRock cards, which I prefer. And some more plastic covering, which makes it even more reflective, as you can see. But this is all going to light up, so you're not really going to have that reflective surface looking back at you. If you do have a vertical mount, this would all be lit up in whatever RGB profile you're using. But I'm not going to vertically mount this, so it's not going to be an issue for me. DisplayPort, 3 of those, and you get HDMI 2.1B, and I think DisplayPort 2.1B as well. And obviously the single 16 pin and the ARGB header at the top. This does have a BIOS switch at the front as well. It's been in a bit of a weird position, but there is one there with a performance and silent BIOS if you wish to use that. But by default, it's on performance. It's got a nice back plate too, very solid, with the GameRock branding on there, and a massive hole for the air to pass through from one side to the other, which is obviously going to increase heat dissipation. Feels like solid metal as well. It's kind of got a brush finish, so it feels very high quality. A lot of plastic at the front, but metal at the back, so it's kind of a mixture. But it's a pretty card. I still have another RTX 5090 out on pre-order, which is the Asus Astral, but I'm giving my retailer a week to get that to me. If they don't get it to me, I'll just cancel that one. This is how the card looks in the case. This is my X670E Hero from Asus with the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, and it looks good. It's pretty stealthy black. You wouldn't believe how much RGB this card has when it's face down, but the GameRock logo is the only thing that really lights up, which is fine for me. I don't really care too much about all of that RGB stuff, so it can be a reserve card if you wish it to be, but of course if you vertically mount it, it's a different card altogether. So I'm going to show you guys some settings and some benchmarks and let you guys assess the card's performance. So this is just my desktop now with the card installed. I'm just going to show you guys some overclock settings that I'm using. As you know, this is a standard edition of this card, but if you can manually overclock, you don't really need to pay someone to give you a factory overclock card if you know what you're doing. So with the memory, I've put it all the way up to 2000 now. GDDR7 does have error correction, so you do need to check if you're actually getting a performance boost rather than just maxing out your memory. Sometimes it does degrade performance rather than giving you extra performance, but I've actually tested this step by step, and I get more performance even at 2000. So this is going to be running at 30 gigabits per second now. For the core, I was only able so far to push it to 300, and that sometimes takes the card over 3 gigahertz, so that's decent for a card that doesn't really have any extra power limit. So it just has 100%, which for this card is 575 watts. And that is all. That's all I'm using for this card. I'm just going to run a benchmark now so you guys can see some of the cooling potential. I am going to quickly show you I'm using a custom fan profile, but it's nothing special. I'm just going to quickly show you that now. As you can see, the card, when it gets to 60 degrees, it maxes out at 65% fan speed. That's how I've got it set up. At 50 degrees, it goes to 60, and anything below that, it just goes down to 35. So that for me, that's like idle. So I just wanted to make that clear. Very easy to set up. This is MSI Afterburner if you're not familiar with this software. Okay guys, I'm gonna just put a benchmark on now, and you guys can just assess the card, how it cools, what kind of core clock I'm getting, what kind of power draw, all that other good stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.
You're good. You're good. You're good. And stop. Y'all take care.
Ready for more?
You bet.
Let's hit it.
Easy now. Thanks for the ride.
Nice riding with you.